I'm very pleased to have with me Misters Joly Leblanc, Public Safety, Minister of Defense Bill Blair, Ambassador and Permanent Representative at the United Nations, Mr. Bob Ray.
Guests, Maria Isabel Salvador, the Special Representative of the UN Secretary General and head of the United Nations Integrated Office in Haiti, who's been a strong ally to us as we've continued to work hard to stabilize the situation in Haiti, as well as Bruce Golding, former Jamaican Prime Minister. Thank you, Bruce, for all your leadership as well in this difficult situation. We're gathered today because we all share the same goals: to build a more secure and prosperous hemisphere. Canada is committed to being there for and with CARICOM to address the insecurity caused by inequality, climate change, and political crises. We value our long-standing security and defense relationships, and today is an opportunity to continue our work to foster stability in the region, which will benefit everyone. For those who participated in our first session today, we talked about what we're doing together to fight climate change and to grow sustainable economies. Over the past years, we've seen some of the effects of climate change in all of our countries. This past summer in Canada, we've had our worst wildfire season ever. In the Caribbean, you've been dealing with more frequent hurricanes and tropical storms. To protect our citizens and our economy, it's imperative that we become more climate resilient. That's why we will negotiate an agreement with the Caribbean Disaster Emergency Management Agency to facilitate coordination on regional emergency response. And we're committed to doing more to support you in the months and years to come. We cannot but watch the news today and over the past 10 days with horror and understanding the impact on citizens in all of our countries, either Jewish or Muslim, of the tensions in the Middle East. We will certainly be talking about the situation in Israel, Gaza, and the West Bank during this regional discussion as well. But much of our time will be focused on Haiti, where we're going to be making sure we're all well prepared in the stability and the prosperity that we need to continue to build and restore in Haiti. Le Canada et Haïti ont des liens très
Canada and Haiti have very strong connections between our peoples. In Montreal, the Canadian-Haitian community has made terrific contributions to our city's culture and to our country, and we know that people are still concerned.
For CARICOM's Eminent Persons Group efforts in facilitating a national political dialogue in Haiti. During this session, we will welcome the views of the Haitian delegation and other CARICOM member states on the matter. I also want to recognize your sustained leadership as CARICOM in responding to the ongoing crisis, including with active collaboration and strengthening the Haitian National Police. Pour apporter un soutien supplémentaire,
to provide additional support, Canada is going to launch a multi-year training program to assist Haiti's National Police Force to fight corruption and gangs. We'll also be allocating $3.4 million to provide equipment and assistance so as to fight weapons-related violence and to help Haitians remain healthy. We'll be investing $18.3 million under the Global Initiative for Vaccine Equality and Fairness. Haitians are dealing with complex crisis. Our role as a partner is to provide support that will actually have sustainable, durable impacts. This means that these solutions have to be Haitian-led. I'm very eager to hear your opinions on what we can do to support Haiti and to promote stability and safety and security in the region.
CARICOM side, I believe it's Rowley. It's Keith. Yes. So I'll turn now to the Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago, Keith Rowley, the Prime Minister, Dr. Keith Rowley, Professor, to share his perspective.
Thank you very much, Chairman, colleagues. I won't go over the situation with respect to the details of our concern, except to say that security and the whole question of safety are two big primary issues in the CARICOM, especially in places like Trinidad and Tobago, Jamaica, and to a lesser extent the other territories. In recent times, we have seen an explosion in the use of illegal arms and ammunition on a daily basis. In fact, the data now shows that we're losing by violent killings about 15 people a day in the CARICOM region, nearly all of it from the use of firearms. And there's a proliferation in recent times of assault weapons. So the instance of shootings usually end up with with multiple casualties, many deaths. And we believe that this is fundamental to any developmental initiative, because if you don't have a sense of safety, if you don't have security to what you have around you, family and otherwise, the other things are wishful thinking. The situation has in fact been worsening. I don't know that I've seen it getting better anywhere. And now, because of the operationalization of gangs and the relative, I would say, ease with which the arms and ammunition coming into the region, gangs have been arming themselves more and more efficiently and effectively. They become better killing machines, to the point now where they pose a threat to the state itself. Only last week in Trinidad and Tobago, by diligent police work, we discovered a cache of 35 50 caliber weapons in a village. When we thought that was the end of it, yesterday, early this morning, they discovered another dozen. And, so people are arming themselves to carry out their criminal business, largely the drug trade and, of course, the human trafficking trade. So what we're saying on this occasion in talking to Canada, not that it's the same conversation we have with the United States, because with the US, we tell them straight, you're producing these things and they're easy to get. In Canada's case, I would say that the cooperation with Canada can benefit us in the following ways. One, we need to be better able to patrol our coastal areas with small craft. And we can't get a proper supply of small craft to put into use immediately. I'm amazed how difficult it is to get small craft for littoral zone patrolling. But Canada has a long coastline, you have good business, and it may very well be that in conversation with your people, we might be able to find some assistance in that. And we're not talking here about handouts, we're talking about actually getting the equipment to be able to help us to patrol the littoral zones. And then the other thing is the effectiveness of the police. One of the things that we have to admit is that the criminal element engaged in this violence using the arms and ammunition, they have grown their ability faster than the police have been able to cope with it. And therefore we lead improved police training and more effective policing. And this is an area where we believe that Canada can help us with, because your management of policing is something quite significant. And again, collaboration, cooperation, and training the trainer, and getting some assistance with the mid-level police officers, middle to upper management police officers, to bring about better management of the criminal on search. That would, can help. And most importantly, a significant amount of this crime and criminality is operated using cyberspace. And this is another area we believe that in collaboration with Canada and your people, that our ability to cope can be improved. Cybersecurity is now an imperative. And finally, I would say that our parliaments, as you know, Justin, the Canadian Parliament and CARICOM Parliament, especially down south, we've benefited a lot by the collaboration. But the laws and the regulations that we have in place now, which are operating in the courts, they don't cater for the population that exists today. They catered for a different breed of people, where there was some moral compass some underpinning of good behavior, some expectation of integrity in the institutions. And if we do not adjust our legal responses, the courts then become a mockery, laughed at by the criminals. Because when you get before the courts and the court pretend to be this moral arbiter, the criminals become the victims. And their concern becomes the primary concern, because you can't do them this and you can't do them that. And they just carry on what in effect is an ongoing criminal enterprise. So I'm sorry to report that in the CARICOM region, we have a worsening violent crime situation. We had a symposium in Trinidad recently, a CARICOM symposium, where we are now, it is so serious that we are regarding violent crime as a public health issue. There are very few diseases that are killing more people in CARICOM than arms and ammunition. So that's where it's at, and we believe that there are some areas, as I mentioned, where collaboration with the Canadian authorities and your experts and your institutions can help. And I think we can focus on that rather than speak in generic terms. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Prime Minister. Merci aux médias. Thank you very much, media. We'll see you guys out.